Do you ever have those shots that you like a location you just drive by it over and over again, but you never pull over to get the shot, or you never have your camera on me? Well, I finally got this shot. I think I got it. I haven't looked at it yet. That I've just been trying to get forever, of this like bank drive-through thing. It just like looks old and all the stop signs are just symmetrical, and I loved it. And I finally got it, so it's tight. This video is gonna be a little bit different than my other videos. Today I just want to take you along with me and chat about some stuff. I want to chat about what it's like to be a filmmaker, cinematographer, freelancer in general during the month of January. A lot of you freelancers might know this already, but basically what happens is in like December, the holidays come, and then come January, most companies, all these people are actually reevaluating the year, and they tend to not spend any money in January because they're kind of making plans for the rest of the year. So as a freelancer, you tend to not get very much work in January. January is the winter, it starts to get, cold and it's gloomy outside, and it tends to like get in your head. Maybe this isn't for everyone, maybe I'm just speaking for myself. I do know other people that feel the same way, but you get in your head about like your career and stability, and like, are you gonna work again? Are you gonna get any jobs? Because you're not getting any calls in January. That's just like the fact. Now, I've had jobs in January before, but those are kind of like freak things, I feel like, that I just got lucky on. But right now I haven't had a single job in January. I've just been kind of focusing on YouTube and myself. And that's actually what I want to talk about most today, and about what to do in these times when you're not working, and how basically how you can stay inspired and not get down on yourself. But first we have to go to the shop. Me and my wife own a French macaron and coffee shop, and we gotta take some photos for Valentine's Day and stuff like that, some social photos. So I'm gonna go there first and take some photos, which is actually kind of nice because, as my career, I don't take a lot of photos, but I do like to take photos. Photography is a big part of why I got into filmmaking in general, and it's nice to get out of the house, first off, because I've been stuck in my house a lot lately. It's nice to get out of the house and to take some photos. The perks of owning your own coffee shop, they're not too bad. Photos are done, and the sun finally came out, which will definitely make you feel better when it's been so cloudy and gross out and there's nothing to do in January. Maybe I'll take some photos downtown or something. I think it's important to do things that keep you inspired during January. And I think, like, you may not know this, but I do photography as well, not just cinematography. So doing it for yourself is important versus doing it for like a client or something like that. If you're doing it for yourself, that's what kind of keeps me inspired personally. So maybe I'll go downtown and shoot some photos with the Fuji. Okay, so while the light is falling, let's take a quick lunch break here and let the sun go down so I can go take some photos outside. But yeah, what I want to talk about is basically like what to do during January, what to do to keep yourself occupied and keep yourself in the right headspace, because we all know that like you're sitting around in January, you're not getting jobs, you're just going to sit there on Instagram, you're going to sit on Twitter, you're going to sit on YouTube, and you're going to start comparing yourselves to other people in the industry, and why they're working and why you're not working, and look at that cool thing they're doing. And I think that you probably heard this before, but it's something that you have to keep reminding yourself of. It's something that I have to do every year. I've been working in this industry for like 10 years now. I've been going through this every January for 10 years. And it's important to like stay active in this, right? So it's important to remind yourself to do stuff in January. So for instance, I recently worked on a music video with some friends. I have a friend who's a musician. He wanted some help on a music video. So I was like, perfect. That's a perfect example. That's something I can do for free, just to shoot something unique for myself, something that helps like identify my style and what I want to do, because you tend to get sucked into doing like commercials and other projects where you're like not really doing the thing that you really want to do. You're doing something for somebody else. You're just trying to like make someone else's dream come true versus your dream, right? It was actually a pretty fun thing. I directed this music video and then Keaton and I actually shot it, which is interesting for me to let go of control and direct something, but I thought that was a good exercise for me to basically keep staying inspired, doing something out of my comfort zone. We'll talk more about that music video in a later video because I did get enough behind the scenes footage, I think, to make a video and talk about basically how we made that video. So I just realized that I have my 35mm film camera with me. I could shoot with that. I have like, I don't know, 10 shots left on that. Or I kind of want to take one out of GX Ace's book and challenge myself to shoot a bunch of photos downtown, but shoot them like CinemaScope, like basically 235 or like an X-Pan, and see if I can frame something that looks really interesting widescreen like that. Like I think that's like a very uncommon thing. You're taking photos, you probably want to shoot vertical for Instagram or something like that. But I kind of want to challenge myself to do something else that still kind of applies to film, something to keep me inspired. So if I frame it that way, that kind of will keep me in that same wheelhouse, which I think would be interesting right now. The only bummer is it's 37 degrees outside and I'm not wearing a great jacket for this, but let's do it anyways. And then other times you see a great shot, you run over to get it, but then the freaking light moved and the shot was gone. It was a great composition. I will just have to see if I can get that another time. How many of you in that last video, first off, noticed that this is a Michelob Ultra and it's a twist off, but I popped it off anyways for dramatic effect? And then also, all the people that are calling me out for drinking Michelob Ultra, I know I normally have my like fruity IPAs and stuff like that on the channel, and those are my favorite type of beers, but listen, you know, quarantine, you know, has added some calories to my body. I decided that during the week now, I'm only gonna drink light beers, you know, like on weekdays only. So cut me some slack here, everyone. All right, so that was fun. I went out there, I did something for myself, was able to find some frames and get a couple photos and just like get out of the house and do something creative for myself. So something that always kind of comes up for me in January, that's something that I need to reevaluate, is usually my demo reel. And if you can tell, if you've been to my website, I have not really updated my demo reel since like 2017, but it's something I always talk about doing, but I'm always waiting for the right project, you know, get the right few projects to really update it, to really refresh it. So I feel like the quality of my demo reel is still pretty good, even though it's quite a few years old. You know, I do a lot of work, but it's not stuff that I really want to put on my reel. And I think back then I had actually less going on and there was more stuff that I was just proud of at the time. It's not the exact same aesthetic that I want to present to the world now, like of who I am now. I've definitely like learned a ton since then, and I definitely want to do different stuff than that. But I still feel like it's really high quality, and it just never made sense for me to take the time to make a new reel. Plus, like, what is it with reels? Like, it's a montage of shots. It just like doesn't feel right to me. I'd rather just show projects or just show even just images. So I think what I really want to do on my website in January is make a new reel. First off, I think I will make a new reel, but mostly what I want to do, I made a lot of pretty nice images this last year in 2020. Even though it was a hard year, I was able to make some really good stuff. You know, I made some stuff that I'm proud of. So what I think I'm gonna do is actually add thumbnails, like basically photos, screenshots from these videos on the same page that I put up the video, rather than just doing like just the video itself or just a reel. So maybe even on my homepage, I think that I'll go through and just put a bunch of shots. Some of my favorite shots in the year, just screen grabs of the shots. It doesn't have to be a motion thing, you know, that at the end of the day, you're still going to sell yourself the same way, which is actually a pretty good segue into this video's sponsor, which is Squarespace. Now, Squarespace is an all-in-one platform to present your work online. Like I said before, I've been using Squarespace for like 10 years now, so that's where I've always had my demo reel. That's where I've always had the stuff that I've wanted to like show to the world. This is like the work that I can do. Please hire me, people, right? It's always been like pretty easy to use Squarespace because like they're set up for portfolios and videos, so it's really easy just to throw on new videos. So when I do make a new reel, I can just embed that onto the homepage. Or even if I want to do that screenshot idea, I can very easily throw a bunch of screenshots onto a page and build it however I want on the homepage to just look, you know, pleasant to the eye when people land there. Now, Squarespace has a few different plans. They actually have just like a basic plan all the way up to business plans and commerce plans. So if that's something that you're looking for, if you're someone like me and you need to put yourself up online like this and you want like an easy way of building it, well, you can just do that with Squarespace. So you guys can just click the link in the description if you want to get 10% off, and thanks to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. So all that to say is, like, don't let this stuff get to your head. January is going to be a slow month. It just most likely will happen to you, and it's something that you just need to embrace and plan for. Honestly, when you're planning throughout the year, when you're making money as a freelancer, it's important to set aside money for your taxes, but also set aside a little nest egg for January and kind of half of December, basically. It's nice to just have that padding there. And I just use this time to work on myself, work on stuff that I want to work on, passion projects, things that make me happy and keep me going, and keep me wanting, inspired to make more images and keep up this career. So normally coming into February, I've kind of restarted myself. I have a new outlook. I've maybe set some goals and some images that I kind of want to create. And then when this jobs start coming, I just feel more energized. Well, I know this video is a little bit different than the other videos I've made in the past. Like, who would have thought that Spencer would be vlogging? And please cut me some slack here if I didn't do the best job with the camera. I haven't actually ever really vlogged before. So I'm gonna probably start doing more of that on the channel, because why not talk more about this kind of stuff? I've been doing this for 10 years. I feel like I actually have a lot to say about the industry as a whole, and not just cinematography. Of course, there will be more cinematography tutorials and stuff like that on the channel, so don't worry about that. And then going back to my last video, everyone in the comments said they do want to see that LUT, so I'm going to try to make a video and try to really hone in that new LUT that I'm building that will kind of lower that exposure, make it more cinematic, and then also add some nice red to the skin tones, and then kind of give a little film curve on there. I want to make that LUT happen, so I want to get it out to you guys so you guys can use it on some of your projects. Well, as always, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you love the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and until next time, guys, cheers.